wants you. We can bring it on the floor. Never danced like this before. We don't talk about it.
Hey guys, what's cracking? We are back today with another not team builder actually, with another competitive analysis video. Today we're going to be looking at Manaphy. This is a shout out to the CSL where Manaphy is the franchise pick of the Boston Bisharps. Manaphy is a great Pokemon in this format. And I really love Manaphy, honestly. It's always been a favorite of mine on a lot of teams. So we're going to get right into it. Looking at Manaphy just right off the bat, there's nothing too special about it. It does have a good defensive typing with pure water type, making it 2 weaknesses in electric and grass and 4 resistances in fire, ice, water, and steel. Hydration not being a super useful ability, although sometimes it can come in useful, making it good presence on potentially some rain teams or stuff like that. But you'll notice that Manaphy resides in the S rank of OU, which means something's going on here. These stats, it's somewhat bulky, but it's not too great. It's somewhat fast, but again, not too great. It's somewhat offensive, but again, not too great. It's one of those base $100 round Pokemon. Those what are they called? The fairies, pixies, something like that. And nothing stands out. But what makes Manaphy such a threat is its access to a phenomenal coverage move pool. Where it can hit literally anything it wants to hit, pretty much super effectively. And then the icing on the cake, what makes that coverage so effective? Because coverage alone can't make a Pokemon great if it can't utilize that. Even if it has coverage, if it can't utilize it effectively, make use of those coverage moves with extra power, it's not going to be very good. But what makes Manaphy able to utilize that is going to be its signature move, which is Tail Glow. Tail Glow being a way to boost its special attack up 3 stages in only 1 turn, turning Manaphy from a regular no-good Pokemon or whatever, I don't know what you want to say, but turning from just your average Joe Pokemon into a terrifying either special sweeper or a special wall breaker, all in a matter of 1 turn. And the problem with fighting Manaphy is that, it's just coverage is so good. So once it gets there, it's such a threat, because now it's going to be able to just walk through you. It's really easy to build a team around because you get to handpick your coverage. It's really easy. You can build a team to support the things that you can't beat. It's very hard to play against because you have to figure out what its moves are. I would say there might be a Manaphy suspect test in OU at some point. Not sure about that. Not a lot of people consider it too centralizing, but it does put a lot of pressure because of its immense coverage move pool. Although usually it runs some variation of Scald, Energy Ball, Ice Beam. Scald and Ice Beam being pretty much staples at all sets, although again that varies. But in the draft pick format, Manaphy is a threat because it is so good at counter teaming because it has such a great and diverse move pool. But going into its sets, these sets, there's a lot to look at. This is going to be the Tail Glow 3 attacks, which is the most common fit on a lot of teams. Kind of serves as a special wall breaker role. Tail Glow, Scald are your 2 obligatory moves on most Manaphy sets. Tail Glow giving you that special attack boost very quickly. And Scald being, again, just a great move to hit opponents with. I don't know if it gets Hydro Pump. I think it probably does. I'm not sure about that. But even if it does, Scald is probably going to be a better move most of the time. It's more reliable. Get that burn chance. In the second move slot, I would Ice Beam or Hidden Power Fire, Energy Ball or Psychic. Honestly, between these 4 moves, and then honestly any other moves, it also gets like Shadow Ball, I think. It gets Dazzling Gleam. You can run really just anything you want. And between those 4 moves, you can make a pretty great Manaphy. Yeah, it's very, very threatening. Pick your coverage, honestly. Like, you want to hit Ferrothorn, you want to hit Scissor, HP Fire. You want to hit Landorus or Garchomp, Ice Beam. You want to hit Quagsire, or you want to hit Keldeo, or Energy Ball or Psychic. Really just you get to pick what you want to do with this thing, and that's what makes it such a threat. Item, you're going to want to go lefties. Special attack, full speed. Timid nature lets you speed tie opposing base 100s along with outspeed Pokemon that are like full speed running in the 80 to 100 range. I think if you're not running max speed, those Pokemon will be outspeeding you. I'm not sure about that, but there are some Pokemon there, namely like things like Kyurem Black, Life Orb Kyurem Black, things that come to mind like that. Oh man, now stuff's missing. But you do want to run that Timid Nature most of the time just to speed tie maybe Jirachis, Mega Metacham, stuff like that on the ladder. Moving on, we're going to look at the Tail Glow Rain Dance set. Tail Glow Rain Dance Scald, and then a coverage move. What this set does is one of Clefable's best answers is unaware Clefable. Sorry, one of Manaphy's best answers is unaware Clefable, because Tail Glow won't be able to boost up very well. But unaware Clefable can generally get beat by Rain Dance, or can be beat. Maybe not generally, but there is a chance to beat unaware Clefable with Tail Glow, Rain Dance, Scald, as Rain Dance will be boosting your moves by 50%. Scald can burn, and it's like there's a very good possibility that you can take out Clefable, especially if it wants to switch in, which a lot of time it does, because it's usually not 3-hit KO'd by Manaphy's moves. Because it's not 2-hit KO'd by Scald plus burn without Rain. So the Rain is what really makes the set so dangerous. And then again, you want to run your last coverage move, really whatever you want. I would recommend Ice Beam most of the time, though Psychic lets you hit things like Venusaur, who would otherwise be such a good counter to you. Yeah, so that's going to be the... and then finally we have the Calm Mind set. This set doesn't utilize Tail Glow, but utilizes Manaphy's just good stats all around to take on a more of a less like offensive role, more of like a late game kind of win condition type role. Calm Mind, Scald, Rest, Rain Dance. So this set's going to be able to utilize Rest and Rain Dance and Hydration. This is the set that makes the most use of Hydration actually, as it allows Manaphy to heal up 100% of its health every time you click Rest under Rain. Scald and Calm Mind giving you some bulk. I actually messed up these EVs right here. Sorry about that. I guess I forgot to change them here for this slide. But this is actually going to want to run full physically defensive Manaphy. Between that and Calm Mind, you're going to be able to establish some really great bulk on this Manaphy and take some hits, and then hopefully be able to win from there. This thing is definitely pretty scary to go up against, and hard to beat down. As far as items go, all these sets are kind of running leftovers. But one thing you could definitely consider is running things like Wakanberry, or in sets that aren't under Rain, you can run leftovers. Run Lumberry. But Wakanberry lets you take electric type attacks. Lumberry lets you take status and maybe get some more Tail Glows in, or just punch some more holes in your team before status overwhelms you. So that's why you might want to consider Lumberry, because a lot of teams rely on stalling Manaphy out with a strong special wall such as Chansey, which is why we're going to get into team building later on in the video. So with that in mind, you definitely want to consider some way to deal with those Pokemon. But yeah, Wakanberry is cool. Helps you beat things like Mega Manectric, things like Raikou that are running around rampant in OU right now. Leftovers is the item of choice most of the time, just for some recoveries, because Manaphy doesn't really utilize Life Orb. Won't really be netting a lot of kills that you weren't going to already be able to net if you hit +4 Tail Glow in a matter of 2 turns. You're already going to be able to kill basically anything you want. So, yeah, it's also so cute. Look at the little thing. Look at the wicked thing. Alright, but looking into team options, the thing about Manaphy is it's easy to build a team for, but it's hard to specify Pokemon that beat it or don't beat it based on the fact that it has such great coverage. So when you're building the team or you're supporting it, you're going to want to run Pokemon that obviously support it. But because you have that diverse move pool, that could be anything. And the same thing for your checks usually. What's great about Manaphy is you pick the things that beat you. Which is very few Pokemon are afforded that luxury, and that's what makes it such a threatening Pokemon. Oops, I totally forgot to change the slide up here. I am so sorry. This was the last video that I made. I am so sorry about that, guys. Oops. Anyway, so forget this is up there. But looking at checks, you're going to be looking at things like Bisharp. Looking at teammates. Bisharp. What Bisharp offers is a way to Pursuit Trap Lotties. So I put Bisharp here, but you can also definitely go with Scarf Tart or Revile. These Pokemon offer ways to Pursuit Trap the Lottie twins, who are otherwise solid checks to Latias. They can switch in, and as long as Manaphy isn't running Ice Beam, they can KO if Manaphy has a little bit of prior damage, or they can definitely really weaken it and put it in revenge killing range. With Manaphy's subpar speed tier puts it in revenge killing range, which is one of the biggest obstacles it faces, is that it gets whittled down by Pokemon that are faster than it, which is a lot of the OU tier. But I put Bisharp here specifically just because Bisharp also helps beat Clefable, who's again a pretty solid answer to Manaphy. Also I put Mega Medicham here. Mega Medicham is not specifically the go-to teammate for Manaphy. This is more, I'm representing all physical wall breakers in general, and Medicham just came to mind. Physical wall breakers pair really well with a special wall breaker like Manaphy in offensive cores, because they can again beat down each other's answers. So let's say Chansey wants to switch into Manaphy, Medicham just beats the crap out of Chansey. So you can definitely play around with that. looking at Pokemon that beat or threaten Manaphy, again, as we mentioned previously, Clefable is going to be an answer, especially unaware Clefable can really punish Manaphy pretty effectively, along with Latios and Latias are going to be able to check it pretty well, just because they can, as long as they're outrunning Ice Beam, they can take a stab Scald usually, even at +3, and Draco Meteor or Psyshock most of the time doing a hefty amount of damage. The last one that I want to go over is Raikou and Nectrix specifically. These fast electric types in the tier are able to outspeed our little blue friend and KO it pretty effectively with Thunderbolt if it's not running Wakan Berry again. So that's something to think about when you're team building, is a way to deal with electric types. But as you can see with these checks, actually, every time I talk about a check, I say, if it's not running this. That's what's so great about Manaphy, and why I think it resides in such a high rank right now, is that very few Pokemon are afforded the luxury of selecting their own counters. Selecting their own counters and checks. Honestly, because of Manaphy having a set to beat down any Pokemon that wants to beat it, I would say Manaphy has no true, if not very few, true counters. There are Pokemon that can counter certain sets, but again, like, that's based on you knowing the set. So I would say Manaphy has no true counters. Like, Mega Venusaur might be a true counter to Azumarill, but Manaphy has none. So like that, you know, like if you watch that video, and yeah, that is what really makes Manaphy so threatening. So yeah, I wanted to make this video because Manaphy has recently been drafted as my franchise pick in the CSL. If you guys don't know what that is, the franchise pick in the CSL is a Pokemon that you will get to bring back for the next season without having to draft it. So I have Mega Manaphy. I wish Mega Manaphy. I have Manaphy in Season 3 right now, and for Season 4, I will be able to use Manaphy again, which is fantastic. I'm really excited about that. Manaphy is a great Pokemon in this format. But that's going to be the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope it was helpful. I'm trying to get back into these videos, so if you guys want to leave a like, comment, subscribe, that stuff's always really appreciated. I probably will actually be releasing a Sableye suspect video, and I'm just gonna messing around with the suspect ladder, trying to make Rex. I'm pretty close to them right now, actually, so we're just gonna try to make Rex. I think I'm like at 1800 right now. I've been playing a few games. So in that video, I'm actually laddering with a team that uses Manaphy. So if you want to watch Manaphy in action, probably when that video comes out, that will do it for you. I might link it in the description below. Not sure yet. I sometimes forget about these things. But yeah, check it out there. Manaphy will definitely be in that video when the time comes. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Kraken Nation out.